Hello class 6, I welcome you all to your English class. How are you doing today? I hope you all are fine. Children, for today's English lesson, we are going to continue with the pronouns chapter from your Mastering Grammar book. And you are aware that we have already finished half of the chapter and we were to discuss now the difference between possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. Right? In our previous video lesson, I had discussed with you the possessive pronouns. Then I told you about the personal pronouns, their case, number, everything. And now in this video, let's get started. Often, you know what, children? We get confused with possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns because the words used, the pronouns or the words used in both of them, like in adjectives or in pronouns, are same. Okay, so for that purpose, you need to understand where we are going to apply possessive pronoun and where we are going to use the possessive adjectives. So you will find this portion on page number 39 of your book. We often get confused between possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. A possessive pronoun is always used in place of a noun. Yes, children, now from next time onwards, question that what noun could we have used here, right? So let's see, this pen is Rita's, okay? Now in that place, in Rita's place, which is already marked in bold, we can say this pen is hers. Now I am saying that this pen is hers and this hers word is going to be our possessive pronoun. Yes? Now let's move to the explanation given. The pronoun hers is the possessive pronoun here used instead of Rita's. Now read the sentence, this is her pen. The word her is placed before a noun pen and acts as a possessive adjective. Yes, possessive adjectives are words like my, our, your, his, her, its and their. Example, the bag is new. See, the bag is new. Its handle is made of brass. Now tell me, because I am not using this its word in place of a noun, I cannot say na bag's handle is made of brass. Okay. So if I have to say it, okay, like this, then its is the possessive adjective here. It is placed before the noun handle. Okay. So like bag handle you cannot say. Bag's handle would be a possessive noun, but here we can see bag handle you cannot use two nouns like this, right? So here it won't be acting as a possessive pronoun, instead it will be acting as possessive adjective. Here are some more examples of possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. All the toys were his. You cannot say in place of his, you cannot say like, you cannot name or you cannot place the toys there, right? You cannot place a noun there. She brought a new dress in the packet. The packet is hers. So in the first one, his was my possessive pronoun. Again we have seen the packet is hers. Packet is the noun here. We are saying it's of some bird. Okay, so it's hers. Here also we can see possessive pronoun. The paintings belong to the budding artists. They are theirs. So they is used for painting and theirs is showing possession of the paintings. Okay, so here also children you should see that it is what? It is possessive pronoun. Okay. Now, number D, the boy held his toys tightly. Now see children, just before the noun toys, we have this word his. Right? I told you that with possessive adjective, we are always going to place them before what? Before a noun. The teacher gave her application. So application is a noun. We are placing the word her here. Just before the adjective, just before the noun, sorry. So this her will become possessive adjective and not possessive pronoun. Okay. The players kept their hockey sticks in the corners. So hockey sticks is a noun and their THEIR is acting here to symbolize the possession of the noun. That means the hockey sticks. So this will definitely be our possessive adjective. Okay children. Now soon we can see an exercise follows after this explanation. Fill in the blanks using possessive pronouns given in the brackets. Okay. Can you get your football? Dash has a puncture in it. Now see here a set of words have been given. Mine, ours, his, hers, theirs, yours. Okay. So dash has a puncture in it. His, okay. Or you can use your ours. Ours has a puncture in it. I think this will be more appropriate. So number 1, we have, can you get your football? Now this one, children, is exercise F, page 39. Number 1, can you get your football? Okay, I am not writing the question, children, I am just writing the answers. Ours. Ours has a puncture in it. Number 2, Rahul said, teacher, I am yet to get my new identity card. The teacher said, yes, Dash is with me. Yours is with me, right? And so I am showing the yours what? Identity card. So number 3 now. Soma said, is that Rani's bag? Rohan said, yes, it is hers. Okay, so hers. It's possessive pronoun again. Because you can see that after this hers or after this no noun is placed. So yes, children, this will be a possessive pronoun. I shall carry my own bag and you should carry, okay, yours. Number 5 now. Johnny does not wear caps. How can this green cap be his? Okay, Johnny is here. So number 6. Now, my library card has expired. Can I borrow yours? Okay, can I borrow yours? Number 7. These cars belong to my neighbors. Even these bikes are theirs. Because I am pointing at someone, I am saying it's theirs. Number 8. Are those chocolates and flowers on the table? Are those chocolates and flowers on the table? His or hers, okay? Or yours. So, are those chocolates and flowers on the table yours? Now let's move to the next one, demonstrative pronouns. Okay, children? Now, children, we also had learned about demonstrative adjectives in our adjectives chapter. Here we have demonstrative pronouns. You need to see, like here, demonstrative pronouns are words that are used to point out people or things they stand for. Like, this is my book. Now you can see, children, there is no noun after this word this. In adjective we had seen, like you can see this. This is my book. Yes. Now see this sentence, this book is mine. Yes. Now in both of these sentences we can see the use of word this. So here in the first case, children, there is no noun after this word this. So here, because we are pointing, so this is demonstrative, this is acting, this word is acting as demonstrative pronoun. But in the second one, in this one, we can see that it's acting because we have a noun just after this word. So demonstrative adjective. Yes. So now you can also see here mine. This is an adjective, right? Demonstrative adjective, because it just placed. Sorry, not demonstrative, children. Possessive adjective. What we have learned just recently, a while ago. So here, see, book is placed right after the word mine, possessive adjective. So we will understand this is not pronoun. Instead, it is an adjective. Now we can see here, mine, this word, mine. Children, there is no noun after this. So we will understand that this is possessive pronoun. Yes? Now let's see. The various demonstrative pronouns are as follows. This and that may be used sometimes to refer to all that was said earlier. The priest gave an enlightening speech. The priest gave an enlightening speech. Many people did not like that. What they did not like? That is the what? Enlightening speech. Here that refers to the speech. So speech was the noun and we have replaced it with word that. So this will become our demonstrative adjective. Okay. Now let's move ahead with exercise G, children. Okay. Let's do that. Number 1, dash is a gift for you. This is a gift for you. Yes, number 2, dash is the painting I bought yesterday. That is the painting I bought yesterday. Or this, you can use this also with singular, you can use either this or that. Dash are all excuses. These, because in plural children you have to use these words. These or those. So these are all excuses. Number 4. Dash was my friend who came from London last week. Okay, that was my friend. Number 5. Okay, this is on page number 40. Number 5. Dash are the books which need to be returned. Those are the book or these are the books. Number 6. Dash are the boys who came to meet the principal. Okay, those are the boys. If you are pointing and they are going away, so those are the boys. Number 7 now. Dash is the route which needs to be avoided. That is the route. Number 8. Dash is my book and dash one line there is yours. This is my book and that. This and that. Because we have singular book. This and that in the lines. Okay. Now we are done with G exercise. We will be moving ahead with H. Now first, let me introduce you to interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are used for asking questions. You know that through interrogative sentences we generally ask questions only. So interrogative pronouns will help you ask questions. Okay. Now, like, what is your name? What is the interrogative pronoun in the sentence? Interrogative pronouns are as follows: who, when, whose, what, which. Now, who, when, whose is used with persons. Okay, is used to ask questions about people, about persons. Now, what is used for asking questions about things? Okay, who, when, whose, all this was meant for person. What is meant for things? Now, which is meant for making choices of possibilities, available possibilities. Like if I am saying which is your book, right? Which is your book? So I am giving you choice and you have to choose that which is, you have to tell me which is your book. Now see here, who is calling me? Whom do you want to meet? What do you want? So what is used for thing? Who is used for person? Whom is also used for person? Which is used for choices. Which of these sweets do you want? What and which can also be used as interrogative adjectives when they are placed before nouns. What schedule did you make? Which bags did you buy? So children, this schedule, it can also be pronounced as schedule. Okay, so it's not wrong. Schedule, schedule, it will work. Both works. Both of them work. Okay. Here, what and which are used as interrogative adjectives as they are placed before schedule and bag. Okay. So dash is the new teacher in your class. Okay. Now I have told you for person we are going to use who, when, or whose. So let me just get started with the exercise. After G we have H that follows. Okay, now let's see here. Dash is the new teacher in your class. Who? Okay, who is the new teacher in your class? Number 2. Dash is your roll number. Now roll number, children, can be just an abstract idea. Okay, so what is your roll number? Think. Dash of the books have you read? Now there are choices. I am asking about the choices of books you have read. So which books? Number 4. Dash textbook is this. Whose textbook? I am asking whose book is that. Okay. Dash is the shortest route. Which is the shortest route? I am asking for options, choices. Number 6. With dash are you going to the market? With whom are you going to the market? Number 7. Dash are the top ranking students. Who are the top ranking? I am asking about students, they are humans, they are persons. Dash pencil is this. Whose pencil is this? Yes, children, so we are done with H exercise as well. Now let us move to reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are those pronouns in which the actions done by the subject reflect the subject. Now see, he hurt himself. That means what? He is the pronoun and himself is referring, coming back to the same person. What happens in a reflection? When you look or when you see into a mirror, when you stay in front of a mirror, when you look at yourself, your image only, your persona only is reflected back, right? So with that, you should know reflexive pronoun is going to bring back the topic of discussion to the same person being talked about. So now we can see he hurt himself while running. The following chart depicts the different forms of the reflexive pronouns. Now I told you he hurt himself, like whom he is hurting? He is hurting himself only, it's getting back to him. He only hurt himself. Now for first person, I, we. In singular we are going to say myself, like I hurt myself, okay? And for plural, we are going ourselves, right? We are going ourselves. So in plural you are going to change it. Now for second person, you. In singular it will be yourself. You yourself should do it, okay? Or you yourselves are to be blamed. Okay, I told you in singular and plural both we use you only, so it won't change. Now third person, he becomes himself in singular and in plural it becomes ourselves, themselves, okay? Now she will become herself and in plural it will become themselves. And with it and they will become itself, okay? And then in plural it's themselves. Fill in the blanks with suitable reflective pronouns, okay? The first one, Misha was angry. Now Misha is a girl, I told you in reflective pronoun it has to come back to her only. So we are going to say what? Misha was angry with herself. She was not angry at anyone else. She was angry with herself. Now we are on page number 41. Okay, this was on page 40 and 41. Now we are doing exercise I and we are on page number 41. Number 1. So Misha was angry with herself. Number 2. I fell from the stairs. I have fallen. So for I we are going to use myself. I already told you. For I we are going to use myself. Number 3. We enjoyed. Now children, it will be ourselves because for we I told you the plural or the reflexive noun is ourselves. Pronoun. Now they went to the auditorium dash. Now for they, what did I tell you? Then for they we are going to say itself, okay? So they went to the auditorium themselves because it's plural. So themselves without any guardian. When alone, I often catch my grandfather talking to grandfather. You now need to see that we are not talking about I. We are talking about father talking to himself. Okay, grandfather will be talking to himself. Number 6. The train came to a halt. Train is an object. Train is a thing. So it will come to a halt by itself. Yes. So it will come to a halt by itself. Because it is not a person, children, we are not going to say himself, herself, anything else. Okay. We are just going to say itself. Now moving to number 7. Okay, we don't have a 7, so no 7. So engrossed, right? Okay, now let's move to emphatic pronouns. Now children, this emphatic pronouns come from the word emphasis. When you want to put pressure or when you want to emphasize the pronoun used in the sentence, then only we are going to use emphatic pronouns. Okay. Now emphatic pronouns are pronouns which are used for emphasis and have the same forms as reflexive pronouns. We have seen all these words, children, these words: herself, myself, ourselves, themselves, himself, itself. All these words are only used in emphatic pronouns as well, but the position is changed. Okay. This will be all these words here. We had seen that after verb it came usually, but with emphatic pronouns we will see that they are coming right after the pronouns used in the sentence. Okay, so let's see some example. She is the pronoun here. She herself asked me to call you. So after she, I am saying herself, right? I want to put pressure on she, and I am just emphasizing the point that she herself did. So she herself. Then you can see that soon after the pronoun we have our emphatic pronouns. After the personal pronoun we can see the emphatic pronouns. He himself paid the money. Okay. Now you should know, children, this reflexive pronoun is usually answering our question who. Okay. Whom, like when you are questioning whom. She locked herself inside the room. In the given sentence we should ask locked whom, the word herself in the reflexive pronoun, and answers the question. So children, you see that if I would have told her, see, she herself locked the room. So, and this in this sentence it will be emphatic pronoun. But when I say she locked herself, then there we can see that it's reflexive pronoun. Now let's move to the next one, relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are used to join sentences to refer back to the noun or pronoun called its antecedent. I have already discussed about antecedent, that those nouns which are replaced by the pronoun are the antecedent. So the boy who stole. You should see, children, that in these type of use of the relative pronouns, we will see that the boy, the person we are talking about, is placed just before the relative pronoun. The boy who stole his wallet has run away. Now we could have told like this. We have said two sentences like this. The boy stole his wallet, he has run away. So now if I would have to join it, the boy who stole his wallet has run away. Right? Now let's see. Words like who, whom, whose, which and that are used as relative pronoun. I know someone. Okay. Now here we can see a reference of a person. So we cannot use that. Okay. We are going to use who. Okay. Okay. If that side is not visible, let me rub this side. We are on to exercise J, children, on page number 42. Exercise J 42. Number 1. I know someone who eats only fruits. Number 2. The White House, which, okay, I am talking about a building, I am talking about a thing. The shop which has, okay, here also we are talking about a building. My friend whom you met. Okay, we cannot use who here, whom you met. Number 5. The coffee that we had. Number 6. The plants which we watered yesterday look healthy now. Okay, children, so here is your exercise J. Now let's move to the next part, indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns refer to persons or thing in general rather than to a specific person or thing. Like I am including everyone, everybody. Okay, I am not particularly naming anyone, I am saying everybody. Okay, everybody knows that she is a good singer. I am not leaving anyone. When I joined my new school, I did not know anybody. So children, I am not talking about a particular person. In fact, I am talking about general people. So all the words, some examples of indefinite pronouns are all, any and several. Now let's move to distributive pronouns. Okay, distributive pronouns are used to refer to persons or objects one at a time. Now we are going to take individually. I told you this in adjectives also when we were using distributive adjectives, that they are going to take nouns or talk about nouns individually. In here we can see each of the students must carry his identity cards with him. So each word is our distributive pronoun. Also some other word we know are every, either, neither, each. Again we have reciprocal pronouns. I guess here this is our final type of pronoun that we are going to learn. Reciprocal pronouns are used to refer to one or two people who can carry out an action at the same time. Like I am doing this thing to you, you are doing the same thing to me, we are doing it together. Jack and Jill helped each other. Like words like helped each other, one another, all these words, children, are our reciprocal pronouns. Now each other is used when two persons are involved. One another is used when more than two people are involved or two persons are involved. Now let's see, we have to do an exercise just after this. K. Identify the pronouns in bold in the given sentences. The first one has been done for you. Who wishes to see me? Now you can see who. It's asking question. It's used to ask questions. That's why we are going to say it's an interrogative pronoun, right? Interrogative pronoun. Now you are my best friend. We are going to start from number 2 because 1 is already done for us. Now number K, 1. So this is page number 42 only. Number 1, who? It was interrogative. Number 2, you. You is my what? Personal pronoun. Number 3, John hit himself. Himself, I told you, is reflexive. Number 4, these are the books that I kept on the table. So these, I am pointing to them, so it will be demonstrative. Let me erase this one as well. Demonstrative. Number 5, the girl who came late. Now children, here also we have used who, but it is not a question. I told you what it is. It is what? Who. Who is what? Relative pronoun. Number 6, this book is mine. Mine word is possessive, showing possession of the book. Number 7, he himself. You can see just after he we have used himself. So here it's not reflective, instead it is emphatic. Number 8, the boy who gave. Again we have who, it's relative. Number 9, neither of them has been to London. Neither is our pronoun here, and it's which kind? It's distributive. Number 10, everybody appreciated the child's effort though he did not win. So everybody is our answer, and this is what? Indefinite pronoun. Yes children, so here we have our exercise K. And now moving to the last exercise, let's finish this. What we have, fill in the blanks with suitable pronouns from the box. We have this pink box and we have certain words and phrases there. Let's see. Dash of them can represent the school in the competition since both are good singers. So either will be used because we are giving choice that any one of them can be selected. So we can use either. Now page 43, exercise help. Okay. Number 1, either of them. Number 2, Rahul and Vivek, 2 people are being talked about here, each other. When I would have told about 2 or 3 people, more than 2 people, so we would have used one another. Dash of these boys stay in Delhi. Okay? We can write here neither. Neither of the 2 boys. I am talking about both the boys. I am talking about more than 2 boys. That's why I have used this one. The student of the entire class looked at Dash and surprised. Looked at one another, right? Because they are not looking only at, means only 2 people are not concerned here. They are looking at one another. Would you like to have, Dash? Would you like to have something? Number 6, I don't feel like having anything. It looks like a reply to the previous question. Yes? So now 7. Dash wants to play in that park during the rainy season. Nobody wants to play. Obviously, who would like to play? Get drenched. Number 8. Dash wants to meet you. Somebody wants to meet you. Yes, student, with this we have finished the exercises as well as the chapter pronouns from your Mastering Grammar book. So here's something to remember. You are going to revise your lesson through it. Okay, you are going to read that and you will revise your lesson. I hope you understood this chapter, children, and your concept of pronouns is clear now. We will be taking your questions in your online classes. Do not worry regarding that. Now for this day, I'll take your leave. Have a nice day and take care of yourself. Okay, children? Bye-bye.